Hello, this is Shirley Mandel Satterfield from the dailywisdomwords.com writers community saying hello. And today I'm introducing to you a new writer by the name of D.B. Carter. How are you today, Mr. Carter?
I'm very well, thank you, Shirley. How are you?
I'm doing really, really fine. Where are you calling from?
Well, I live in the county of Devon in the United Kingdom, which is we're in the southwest corner if you look at the map of it. Yeah. Sorry?
What is the title of your book that you want to showcase today?
Well, yeah, I have a book that came out at the very end of last year. It's about a month or so old now. And it's called The Wild Roses. It's a story set in the 1980s about three young people, in their late teens, and they're on the verge of adulthood, and they are friends, and their friendships are torn apart because of a chance meeting, and what follows on.
Thank you very much. Is there a guiding philosophy to your writings that your philosophy of life that?
Yeah, I think the message in a lot of my writing is the fact that in life there are ups and downs and good and bad things happen, and at the end of it there's always an ultimate hope of good, and that something will happen in the end that will hopefully make things. You can't undo what's happened, but have a better future.
Can you tell us a little about your childhood and your creative parents? I understand your parents were artists or something like that.
Yes, that's very true. My parents were both artists. My father was a landscape and seascape artist, and my mother did portraits. So I grew up surrounded by art, and I was always a little bit of a jack of all trades, in the fact that I was also quite good at sort of maths and computing and those sorts of things as well, as perhaps the traditional artistic stuff. Yes, when I first left school, I worked with my parents, and they trained me, to paint and draw and so forth properly, and well, they always had done, to be honest. Then I decided I wanted to go off and become a scientist. So I went to university, and I actually read computer science at university, and afterwards I kind of specialised in artificial intelligence and machine learning and these sorts of things, and I pursued that for a long time. Yes, the creative bug never escaped me. I think computer programming is quite a creative process, but the creative bug never escaped me, and I've always continued to sort of doodle and sketch and so forth. But I've always also written. I can't remember ever not writing stories and so forth for myself. And I was very blessed at school. I had a wonderful English teacher called Mr. Edwards, and he actually was taught by J.R.R. Tolkien at university, would you believe? Which is quite a claim to fame for him, I think. But yes, he was he was a wonderful inspirational teacher, and he would read my stories and so forth and give me feedback on them. And I always wrote for my own interests, but it took me a little while before I was willing to show anything to anybody. In fact, I was nearly 50 by the time I was willing to show anything to my wife, and really coming to write The Cherries, which was my first book, was as a result of coming through quite a bad time, family bereavements and some other things had happened, just suddenly I thought, well, no, I want to do something. I want to take advantage of where I am in life and create something. And so that's what I did. I finished that novel, and people have been very kind about it on the whole. So was very happy with that. And so The Wild Roses followed on. It's not a follow-on from the first novel, I should explain. It's a completely different world, but it's when I say it followed on, I mean the creative process followed on.
Well, thank you. You've written a total of 2 books. Is that it?
I've written 2 full novels, which are The Cherries and The Wild Roses, and I've recently also released a short novella called Ups and Downs, which is just I suppose primarily a romance. It's just a nice story, I hope, with a few little twists and turns along the way. And I'm very character based. I find people very interesting, and I like to build interesting stories around my characters. And also, I have two books. Sorry, I have 2 stories in a collection of spooky ghost stories called Winter Chills, which was published just before Christmas as well.
Thank you. I understand you're going to be reviewed on the dailywisdomwords.com website. Which book is going to be reviewed?
The Wild Roses.
Do you know when your review is going to be published? Do you know about what time?
I don't know the exact date. I believe it's at some point in March, but I'm not entirely sure. I know that the wonderful Samantha is a very busy lady and she has much going on. So it's and I know she's very thorough. So it will be when she is ready, and I'm content to wait for her expertise.
Thank you. She's a wonderful person.
She is indeed. She is.
Can you tell me where your books are available?
Well, the Wild Roses and the Cherries are available on Amazon, in America, Barnes and Noble, I believe, in the UK, from Waterstones and WH Smith's and places like that. Available to order, I hasten to say, through their websites and so forth. And any bookshop should be able to get hold of it. Winter Chills, I believe, is the same, although it's a different publisher, so that's why I seem slightly hesitant and trying to remember exactly what the situation is, but I believe that can be. But my novella is exclusive to Amazon, so Ups and Downs is exclusively available on Amazon.
But are all your books available on Amazon?
All my books are available on Amazon. It's just that Ups and Downs is exclusive. So, but yes, the Wild Roses. Sorry, I keep looking down at it. Wild Roses and the Cherries are both available. Should be available from any bookstore as well. But yes, I mean, I think most people go to Amazon, to be honest, these days. Much as I love bookshops, and I am. If ever we walk past one, I'm afraid we have to go inside one, much to well, I can't say my wife complains because she likes going in them as well, but I'm firmly of the opinion that there's no such thing as too many books, just not enough bookshelves.
That's right. And now that we've got e-format, we can have thousands of books at our disposal at any time,
Absolutely.
Are any of your books in e-format?
Yes, all my books are available as ebooks, for Kindle and for the others. Again, Ups and Downs is exclusively available on Kindle, but the others I think are available in a number of different formats, depending upon where you go. I'm not terribly familiar with how that side of it works, but is it Mobi or something like that? It's called, I think, the format, or. Yes, it is available.
Yeah, e-format or Kindle book or whatever you want to call it. A book that you can read on a device. You can read all your books on your devices.
Yeah. Yes. You can read. Yeah, all my books are available as an ebook.
What are your future plans? Any books that you're mulling around in your mind?
Yeah, well, I'm planning out a number of different books at the minute. I have I have a sequel or two. Well, I have a sequel to the Cherries and a spin-off to the Cherries, and I have a completely different genre of some stories in mind as well, which I'm sort of fleshing out there. And I have another completely standalone romance, which I will probably work on as well at some point. So lots of books planned out, and it's a question of working on the next one.
Well, you sound very prolific. Thank you, D.B. Carter. That is D.B. Carter. His books are available on Amazon.com, and he is soon to be reviewed at dailywisdomwords.com. Be sure and visit our website. And you all have a very nice day. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
No, thank you for having me on. I've really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.